For today's little adventure, we're going to be building the Lego Botanicals set 30701. It says filled flowers, but these are dandelions. Anyway, it's for 9+. There's 77 pieces. It's a poly bag. I got it at Target. I've noticed a lot of times when they have poly bags that I find them at Target, or they have like gift with purchase at the Lego store. So I'm always excited to find them at Target though. Anyway, okay, so you get your kids go free for Legoland or Lego Discovery Land coupons. Get your barcode. Components made in Denmark, Mexico, Hungary, China, Vietnam, the US, and Czech Republic. Warning: to avoid dangerous suffocation, keep this bag away from babies and children. Obviously, these are small parts, and so you don't want to have babies suffocate from them. Alright, so I love dandelions. If you don't know much about dandelions, dandelion poofs, which are these ones right here, when you have them in the wild, the saying is, if you blow on them and they float away, or blow on them and you make a wish, and your wishes float away, and your wishes will come true. So, I don't know, I've just always liked dandelions. And then dandelions themselves were actually used in medicine. Nowadays they call them weeds. They were not weeds. They are actually good plants that they use in medicine. Okay. Here we go. Looking at it this way. Whew. Okay, so the first page is for the dandelion itself. So we're going to need 3. Okay. So anyway, they would make dandelion soup. They would use dandelion for medicine, all sorts of things. So dandelions have been something around for a very long time. I think they're interesting. I think it's cool. Always a fun thing. All right, so we're on to our next one. And that is 4. So something I would love to hear from you guys is, what are your favorite plants that might be considered weeds? There's a couple other plants. I cannot remember the names off the top of my head. There's one that is purple, and they have purple flowers, and they come in bunches. And if you taste the flowers, they taste like sugar. Had those when I was growing up. There's all different kinds of plants. Like, there are wild sunflowers that a lot of people don't think about. There are... Okay, so it looks like this one goes on the bottom, which I'm not used to. So look at that. Okay, I like this. I don't know if this is a new piece or not, but I think it is. It's very pretty. Okay. These are not new pieces. These are wheel pieces. So we are going like this. Okay. And then going down, and then we're going to stick one of these on top. Okay, so the older I get, the worse my hands get. So unfortunately, sometimes building Legos is harder than it should be. Okay. And we got this in here. Oops. Here's the problem. My bottom is getting pushed out right here. Okay, here we go. And then we have this on top. Okay, so here is the top of our dandelion. That is very cool. Stick it here. So here is the top of our dandelion. I like it. It looks nice. Now we're just going to add our leaves to it, which is what these are for. So we've got here and here. So our first plant is done. The dandelion itself. Da, da, da. I do not have a vase to put it in right now. I'll have to build one later. So we're just going to stick it right here. And then on to side 2. We're going to do this one. So it's using the gold. And these are what they use like when they do like the little eggshells in half. That's what that is. So one of those. I always find it interesting to see how they do plants. How the pieces they use to make plants. Because it's very interesting to see how they do it. So I enjoy the different ways that plants are made and created and stuff like that. And you got this one on top, right? And then one more of these guys right here. And it does. It looks like a plant. Like when you look at the side, it definitely looks like a plant. So that's pretty cool. Okay. The next thing we're doing is making the stem. I don't know what that we would call that. But we've got 3 of these going on. And then 1 more. So it's 1, 2, 3. So we got 1 more to go. And then we stick it right here. So here's this one. Yep. Okay. And then we got our little dandelion floof. Because we all need our dandelion floof. Okay. So we have this here. We're going to put this on top. Okay. And then we're going to take these and we're going to make the little floofies for them. And, okay, so, oh, nope. Go inside like this. Okay, so here's my problem right now. I have carpal tunnel, and right now both of my hands are numb. So trying to put little pieces of Lego, and they weren't numb when I started. And that's the problem with carpal tunnel, is that where I live right now, it's cold, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal with carpal tunnel, but for some reason for me it is. Okay, here we go. So that is what one of the little poof pieces looks like. And then we're gonna stick them, this one goes on top. And then we do the rest and put them around. So this, for anyone who doesn't have any issues with their hands, this should go very quickly. Shouldn't be a big deal. But right now, my left hand is numb. My right hand is not numb, it's just sore. But my left hand is completely numb. So sometimes trying to pick things up is really hard because I can't feel it the way I should be able to. And probably I should switch hands and hold the piece with my left hand and pick things up with my right hand. I think I will do that. So we make 4 of these. Sorry. Yeah, very easier. Still drop things because I'm clumsy, but anyway, I like the idea of this. Like, have you seen dandelions? Dandelions are so cool looking. I kind of wish they would have put a little blurb about dandelions, but since they just call them wildflower, or what they call them, what was the term? Field flowers. I don't like that term. It's like, dude, it's a dandelion. So, like, in the bigger books, botanicals, they have little information about the plant. I wish they would have done that for these, because I think that just would have been a fun little added bonus, is just to have extra information about dandelions. But that is not what they did. So, move these pieces over. I am still a big fan of using my puzzle separators to put my Lego pieces in, because it keeps them together. Like, and I already had it. So it's one of those things where it's like, well, I had it, it's useful, it's great, love it. Awesome. Okay. So turn it. Okay, so 1 more to go. And yeah. The worst part is when I started doing this, which wasn't that long ago, it was like 8 minutes ago, both my hands were fine. And that's the weird thing about carpal tunnel, is sometimes my carpal tunnel is perfectly fine, and other times it's like all of a sudden my hands goes numb, and I can't feel things very well. It makes life a little hard. So, all right, so we got all our poofs done. Now we just need to put them on, and you're gonna have to maneuver them just a little bit so they don't hit the other puffs that are on there. It's gonna look great when it's done though, because it's gonna look like a big old poof ball, which is what dandelions look like. Well, dandelion poofs do. There we go, look at that, isn't that great? All right, back to the other side so I can finish making it. Okay, so it just has this twice, and then we'll just have the top, and then there we go. There's our dandelion poof. So we got our starting plant, our dandelion itself, and then our dandelion poof. So that's just fun. Anyway, thank you for joining us for today's little adventure, and please join us for our next today's little adventure.